All right, welcome to a special edition of the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. We are coming to you.
Hey.
Make sure comment.
Are you kidding me? I need to explain where we're at Oak Hill in Rochester, where we work in terms of the Rochester market at the PGA Championship.
People wait for the like, comment, subscribe.
I'm just trying to set up where we are because we look a little bit different. We're on location today.
Mike looks tall.
Mike?
Yeah, well, it's because of the angle of the ground, but that's fine.
So that is why we haven't been posting as much stuff on the YouTube channel. Mike, you've seen majors before.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka winning this one. What was your takeaway?
Brooks Koepka looks like he could get some reps at linebacker. I mean, he's a big guy. You got John Rahm, you got Brooks Koepka, you got a few guys who look a little different and play
And then
a
you
little
got
different.
defensive backs.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Wide
true.
receivers.
Look, it was a fun week. This is what we want to say to everybody. It was a great week for Western New York. The Bills were mentioned a million times.
Yep. Yeah.
Even when Koepka was getting done, he thanked New York. He goes, I love playing in New York. And people are yelling, you're a Bills fan now. Josh Allen was out here. He was hanging out with Rory McIlroy. Rory wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
Hey, Von Miller was here. Von likes to have fun. Josh is playing the course on Monday, says he's going to shoot an 86. We will see.
He said he's hoping to shoot an 86.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm hoping to shoot 68.
Yeah, so we can hope for that.
Yeah.
I'm saying is, as a major championship, look, we do a lot in Buffalo. This is like a Western New York thing, I would say.
Yeah.
We celebrate everything that goes on in Buffalo, and Buffalo got to celebrate something that goes on in Rochester. I thought it was great. I thought Koepka was a phenomenal player, a phenomenal golfer, deserves it, 5 major championships. There's been different championships here. The last couple have been good and fun, but the champions weren't those guys. This guy's got 5 majors, 5 major championships,
Crazy.
which is incredible, and 3 PGAs, so it was a lot of fun.
What'd you make of it, Dan?
It was awesome. I think that the spectacle of what it is, talking to my wife, she's like, why do people go? I feel like everybody's there. Like, I don't like golf. It wasn't about the golf. It was about all of the eyes of the sports world were on Rochester, New York for a week. And that was really cool. And yeah, guess what? It had a little bit of everything. There was frost, there was rain, and then there was beautiful sunshine all in one week. I think this live drama has been, in a way, good for professional golf, and I think maybe this is another thing of just turning the page. They're still really good golfers. Brooks is able to do that, but again, Bills players littered all across this course. We saw Khalil Shakir, Sam Martin, we saw
Tyler Bass.
Gabe Davis.
who says that Josh is going to shoot 82 because he's Josh Allen and that's what he does.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It was a really cool week.
2 impressions from me, just the fans. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect because this was my first time covering a major championship like this, and the weather on Saturday wasn't ideal, obviously, but people still coming out in droves. It took us so long to get around the course because of just how jam-packed it was.
It got rowdy.
It got rowdy. It was fun just seeing everyone so excited. And then you talk about Bills players. The funniest thing to me was so many people wearing all this Bills gear. And then the players, some of the, not Josh Allen or Von Miller, obviously, but the other players walking amongst the crowd. It was
AJ Epinesa,
Yeah.
we saw him walking, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and we're looking at each other going, that's AJ Epinesa walking down there,
Yeah.
and he's walking by people.
We're like, that's Tyler Medikevich, and
Yeah.
there's Khalil, and you're just kind of walking through, and it's like, one of us.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool.
Yeah.
Your favorite thing in the weekend?
I would say, honestly, is Michael Block. I mean, this guy is, so, I don't know how many of you follow golf. Maybe you casually follow it, but this is the PGA Championship. It's the PGA of America. Very simply, it's run by the people who are the club pros. So the guy you take a lesson from.
Yep.
So they get 20 PGA pros that get to play with the tour players. Michael Block's one of them. They never make the cut. They never contend. They're just guys who are great golfers, and they get to play basically with the pros in this event. Michael Block was fantastic. He had a hole-in-one in front of a national audience on a Sunday in a major. He dunked it. I mean, this is the undrafted free agent making a huge play in a
the
playoff
Super
game.
Bowl.
Maybe the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl.
Right? I mean, it might as well be.
I was thinking with that. How rare hole-in-ones are. You may hit
Yes.
one with your buddies. You hit one with Jim Nance making the call. It is just incredible.
Yeah, and the best part of it was, if you see it, maybe you've seen it, he hits it, and it dunks. Like, it didn't bounce and roll in, like, straight into the hole from 150 yards. And he thinks it's pretty good. And Rory McIlroy, now part of Bill's Mafia, because Josh and Von anointed him that, turns to him and hugs him. And he's like, wow, Rory's hugging me because I hit it on the green. He's like, no, it's in the hole. And then he celebrated, and he got to write the 1 on the card.
Yeah.
That was I think for you guys, too. Maybe that was your favorite moment.
I thought that was so cool. And I loved this, too, this little anecdote of how he had written on his golf balls, why not?
Yeah.
That's kind of been his mantra, he said, and he put it on the golf balls this weekend. And I mean, it really was a why not scenario. He came out just to see what he showed and just his personality, too. Really embracing Rochester and Western New York. It just, I mean, that is probably the favorite moment for all of us, but is there another favorite moment for you?
I thought, again, it's another one of these stories of relatable moments. Joel Damon on a practice round hit a guy with a golf ball, was going to give him $20 to buy a beer. The guy said they're $17 beers, so he gives him $100. Just kind of those kind of moments, that kind of story kind of blows up. Joel Damon, a Netflix star from Full Swing. Just relatable moments where, again, you get to be up close and personal with these pro athletes.
Yeah.
And you just get to be one of the guys.
So I want Dan to tell this one in the way you can. So we hope someday to be standing there watching Josh Allen hold up the Super Bowl trophy,
the
right?
Lombardi,
That would be cool. We'd be covering that. Dan was right in front, and we were around when Brooks Koepka was holding up the PGA Championship trophy. So what was that like?
Very cool. And he also said it's very bleeping heavy. At one point, it is really funny. There's 1,000 photographers, and they're all trying to get his attention.
And it's
so
a big trophy.
It's a big trophy,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to look. He wants to get all of the pictures, which I'm sure Josh would have to do with an MVP trophy or anything like that. It's a huge media scrum. And they're going, Brooks, Mr. Koepka. And finally, he has to put it down, and everybody kind of stops for a second. He goes, you guys hold the trophy. And he kind of sit there, and Brooks is, like we joked, a linebacker. And he's sitting there, he's like, okay, hang on. And he has to lift it back up, and it makes a thud when it hits the green, too. So that was a cool moment. Again, I had never been on a major, an 18th green of a major. Surreal moment. Again, bucket list kind of stuff for us as our jobs.
I just think for me, the favorite moment was just kind of like soaking it in because
Merch tent?
I loved the merch tent. Let me tell you, I be shopping. But no, I will say, I just think like Western New York, it's Western New York and then Rochester specifically. Obviously, like you talked about, we do so much work in Buffalo. It's always the Bills, it's the Sabres, but to see Rochester get some shine this week and for all these positives and just the experience everyone talked about having, the Michael Block story, Brooks Koepka becoming a 5-time major champion. It was just such a really unique and surreal is I think the word that comes to mind for me.
The other thing was it had weather like a Bills game. It had fans who just trudged through the weather like a Bills game.
Yeah.
And we thank a lot of you because we did hear a lot of Buffalo Plus while we were out here from the golf fans. They're like, we love Buffalo Plus. So we really appreciate it. If any of you guys are watching that came up and talked to us, that was really nice to hear. We heard a lot of that.
Everyone was so kind.
I know.
It was really fun.
They were
And,
really
and
nice.
we will be back covering
yeah.
the Bills, OTAs.
This week,
I was going to say, we'll have plenty more coverage. Anything you gentlemen want to add?
No, all I want to tell you guys is Josh Allen loves Rochester. Now, he loves Buffalo. We know that.
Yes.
We spend a lot of time here. He was here. He'll be back for training camp.
Yeah.
I know he's got his place in Buffalo, but he likes
I was
Rochester.
say.
And by the way, he's a member here behind us.
Yeah.
He's a member at Oak
Yeah.
Hill.
No big
So
deal.
it's a nice little shack
Yeah.
that he gets to play golf.
Yeah, wow, I feel he's
You
really.
played here once
Yeah.
or twice?
I was
Covered a
gonna say.
major here
Yeah.
once or twice?
Yeah, I got a few majors, and
Really?
this was a good week for me to get invitations to play.
Rochester's
Nobody-
guest.
Nobody
They're all his club.
plays more free golf than me.
You're so humble, too.
pulling the
Well, I
curtain
mean,
back.
come on. I mean, it's like, hey, yeah, I can play. Okay.
Ow, twist my arm.
All right, for Mike and Dan, I am Jenna. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time here on Buffalo Plus. On location